it's regulatory framework. That's always what it comes down to. And these hemp permits, this is also completely tied to the job opportunities that we've been speaking about tonight. Because as our second answer to our second option in our poll is, are you waiting for there to be a proper regulatory framework? Are you waiting? I think it's the third option on the poll. Are you waiting for a proper regulatory framework to come
including
to
THC,
pass? Including THC, you see, before you're going to look for a job opportunity within the cannabis industry. And I think that these hemp permits have been a huge stumbling block because they seem to be a bit of an abstract concept. Wouldn't you agree with me, Ricky? Can you hear us?
I can, Mert. Hello, Mother Green,
Captain
and hello,
Green.
Hotbox crew. Yeah. Don't know what to do with my hands, so I'll go like that. Great to be on a full moon Thursday.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But yeah, beautiful this side too, man. Thanks for having me again. I know we're running over time, so we probably have to go quickly.
Yeah, so we think that these hemp permits are a bit of an abstract concept. People don't really know what they entail. And 2 weeks ago when we had to cancel the show, we actually had you standing by to tell us about these. And so we decided to just bring you in tonight so you can just bring us into a bit of a picture. What are these hemp permits? What is the story that's going around? Because the heavily redacted copy of one of the permits that you've seen seems to, as signed by the Department of Health. And what are these research permits?
Thanks, Mert. I mean, that's such a pertinent question, particularly at this time right now, right? Because all we're hearing about is that from October, there will be a hemp permitting scheme of sorts. They say publicly that it will be issued through the Department of Agriculture. The other permits, of course, that have been issued for the last 20 years have been issued under the Medicines Act. So there's nothing, no hand has been shown yet as to these permits that will purportedly be available from October, what they shall look like. And I mean, that in itself is a really big question because October's just around the corner. You would expect some kind of amendments to the agricultural pieces of legislation or new legislation dealing with the issuing of industrial cannabis or hemp permits under agricultural legislation. So yeah, much still needs to be told and seen. But with all that said, to think that come October you'll be able to apply for a hemp permit is just ludicrous in the extreme, because SAHPRA have already publicly stated that they will not be issuing industrial cannabis or hemp permits under the Medicines Act. Arguably, they've never been allowed to ever issue them. That's probably a whole Hotbox show in itself.
It has been,
So,
I think, many a Hotbox show.
So, I mean, at the moment now, it's in a state of flux, lots of smoke, many small fires. But what I can say about the permits that were issued by SAHPRA for the 2019 year is that there's kilograms of cannabis sitting that can't be moved, that was grown for research. Certain parties perhaps had good intentions. Of course, a lot of that cannabis has filtered its way into the black market and just been dumped literally. Yeah. And these are the real risks when it comes to permits and licenses, you know. Been told by reliable sources that close to, I think, about 80 kilograms has been dumped on the Cape Town market, and that's very sophisticated cannabis, clearly grown by a master grower, to borrow Louis' nondescript term from earlier, which means it must be coming from licensed SAHPRA facilities, you know, bearing in mind we've only had, I think, one lawful export of cannabis out of 16 SAHPRA license holders. So yeah, the unicorns.
Oh yeah, the unicorns. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
Unicorn hunting, hey?
I personally know of 4 facilities that went black market. They went straight to black market.
So Ricky, thank you so much for enlightening us on that. So we've got these hemp research permits, and then we've got these potential hemp cultivation permits that are coming up in October. And you know, life goes by so quickly, and before you know it, it'll be October, and then what is it going to be legal to grow hemp? And then the hemp is going to be grown in every every second field, and it's going to pollinate all of our beautiful greenhouse grows all over the place. So we don't know. There's just too many questions. Wouldn't you say, hey, Brother Green?
Yeah, too many questions. Lots of answers, though. I'll tell you, my clients deep in Amapondo have a strategy waiting for the first inclination of any type of legislation that deals with hemp, particularly if it's going to be ushered into the Eastern Cape and our real heritage growing regions. At the end of the day, and I think I've said it here before, you know, hemp is not a plant. It's a specific use of cannabis. So we need to really adopt the one plant philosophy, let the farmer grow whatever cultivar of cannabis he wants to grow, and then regulate it at the end, you know. It's for that particular purpose that the Medicines Act doesn't mention the word cultivation, because you don't cultivate medicines. Not saying cannabis isn't a medicine, but under the Medicines Act, cultivation doesn't appear because you manufacture medicines, you make them in laboratories. So we really need a paradigm shift to how we view cannabis. And I do believe that following from the NEDLAC meeting, which took place yesterday, and I can confirm it did take place, although I don't know what was said. But I do know that there will be very broad public participation process after that. It has been demanded, is clearly required in terms of our constitutional democracy. And I guess that's what we've got to look forward to, you know?
Yeah.
Let's not even concern ourselves with all the smoke. Grass does attract snakes. Let's keep our eye on the prize, work within the law as it is, and one day at a time, you know, we'll get there.
Thank you.
And while doing that, we'll overgrow the government.
There we go. Thank you.
Ricky, thank you so much for joining us. And I think that is really the thing, is that we cannot be in a hurry. Stop saying that, oh, Lesotho is much further ahead of us than us. I think that we need to take it slowly, one day at a time, as Ricky said. So if you're looking for a job in the so-called legal hemp industry for a legal hemp grow, I think you need to maybe just wait a while. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be. Industrial cannabis is far more complicated than even medical cannabis. So, Brother Green, thank you so much for joining us from just outside J Bay. And we're going to see you next month. Whoop, we're going to see you next month down your side of the world. Thank you, and
thank you, guys.
Family.
But, and on that, just on that, Mertz, South Africa hasn't missed the boat. I think we're at the right place. We've seen what's happened in the capital markets in Canada, America. You see what's happening in Europe now. There's been a massive smokescreen, too much money, bullshit talking. Now this plant is fighting back, talking back. Look at what's happening in California. Look at what happened today. I think it was in Thailand around the landrace cultivars. At the end of the day, we know it. If you disrespect this plant, you will get hurt. Yeah. Lots of people have been hurt. They'll continue to be hurt until they put the plant and their people first. So thank you guys for everything you do. As always, it's a pleasure to support you. And I can't wait still to be in that studio in person again, the new studio.
We'll put you in the hot seat here.
Okay, much love.
Sure. You can come and present for us next time you come to visit.